I'm going to state the obvious. You and your spouse will have conflict. Period. Full stop. End of discussion. You're a human being with different experiences, so that means that naturally you'll have different ideas about life, get frustrated about different things, and have different habits. When it comes to this, we have two options. We can fight about it, or we can delight about it. When you choose to fight, what are you actually choosing? You're choosing not to accept your mate for who they are. You're choosing to be narrow-minded, not accept the fact that others have different ways of doing things. Ultimately, you're choosing to be arrogant, and you're choosing to feel that your way is the best way and that any other way is the wrong way. What happens when you choose to delight? You're in fact choosing to accept your mate for who they are. You're choosing to be open-minded and to accept the fact that others do in fact have legitimate ways of doing everything. You're choosing to be humble and choosing to acknowledge that others have different opinions and those opinions deserve to be respected. Now this idea permeates all areas of our life, and it permeates those small things that we don't really think about too much, but they can have major impacts on our lives, and they can cause a lot of frustration where there doesn't need to be a lot of frustration. Two such examples that we'll talk about are different activities in the kitchen and packing for travel. So let's take the kitchen. Let's say one spouse loves cooking, but they hate to do dishes. Another spouse hates cooking, but they love dishes. Now the one that likes cooking, sometimes they might say, why are they so lazy? How come they don't like to cook? Well, you don't like dishes. I mean, what's the difference, right? So I think the solution to that problem is pretty easy. Everyone does what they're good at, does what they like, and everything will get done and things will go smoothly. Let's take packing for travel. One spouse may be a go-getter. Like wherever they're going, it doesn't matter if they're going to France or Spain or Australia, wherever. They're done in 10 minutes. They throw everything in there, zip, 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 done. They're ready to go. One spouse might want to take their time and be sure that they have every single article of clothing that they need. So again, they can choose to fight or they can choose to delight. The one that packs quickly could choose to say, why does my spouse have to take forever? It doesn't matter if we forget something, we can just buy it over there. You can do that, or you can choose to delight. So the one who likes packing quickly, let them take care of all the quick errands. That way they can have a sense of accomplishment. So let them check, make sure that the key is where it needs to be when they come home. Make sure that the bills are paid. Make sure that the rent is paid. All that kind of small stuff. Make sure to get the travel arrangements right. Let them take care of all the small stuff that gets done quickly. And the one who wants to pack for travel, just lay out your clothes for them and say, these are the clothes that I want to wear. And then you let them spend all the time they want packing it up. So do that and everything will actually go smoothly. And one personal example that I have is when I first got married, one of the habits that I found out that my wife had was anytime she'd lock her door to her house, she would always turn the knob and pull the door back and forth to check to see if it was locked. So one day, I stuck my key in the lock and I locked the door. And I pulled the key out, and then she went back, she turned the knob and pushed the door open. This is after I had already locked the door. And when we closed the door, I locked it again, and she turned the handle and pushed it open. And so what was happening was the door wasn't closing all the way, and I had been living there for years before we got married. So if it wasn't for my wife, we would have stayed like that for even longer. So as for me, I am definitely delighted about it. Brother Q, signing off. Assalamu alaikum.